Hey, my Skullies. Oh, well, that was a fail entrance. Sorry, I just completely knocked over a candle. How's everybody? Welcome, Skullies, to the Conjure's table. Today, I am going to be discussing the Lwa of Haitian Vodou. Now, hold on, let me just catch up with this chat very quickly. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you like my new look. Dave was is known for his wizard's hat, and I was just like, well, might try something a bit different and might as well do a head wrap. And I actually got this today from Joanne's fabric store. I just kind of wrapped it up on my head. Actually, it took me 10 minutes to actually figure it out, because I didn't really like the look I was doing it first, and then I tried 3 other different looks, and then I was just kind of mess it up a bit. So, let's see who's here. Hi, Robert. Hi, Simon. Hi, Caroline. Wisdom of the Bumblebee. Hello, I forgot your name. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Dan. Hi, Tar Apple. Oh my gosh, Tar Apple. I was just talking to you today, and I forgot your name too. I feel so bad. Hi, Jezebel. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Kat. Hi, Tangerine. Hi, Johnny. Oh, John! John, you're here! Oh, that's so exciting. Hello, everyone. Who else is here? Hi, Raquel. I know it's very unique. I'm just kind of doing it for maybe one episode, see if I kind of liked it or not. See what people think, you know, trying to kind of push the boundaries a bit. At least you can with Simon. You can wake up at your own... Oh. Stuff did your work, Dan. Hi, Tamara. So, guys, the Lwa Spirits of Haitian Vodou. Now, guys, what I'm going to do for my chat with you guys is, if you guys have a question, put an arrow to your name and in all caps, type out your question, so it makes it a lot easier for me to see what the question is. Hi, James. Hi, Artsy. Yes, you found me. That's exciting. Okay, so a little bit about the Lwa. Actually, rewind. I'm just going to show you guys what I'm going to be reading. And it took me 7 years to cultivate. Yes, exactly like that. Dan, put an arrow and then in all caps, write your question. Hi, Starlight. So guys, this is I'll call it my grimoire. Because it sounds cooler, it sounds posh when you say grimoire. Even though I know a Book of Shadows and a grimoire are completely different, I like to call mine a grimoire because it just sounds awesome to call it that way. But mine is just a binder with a lot of information. This isn't working. Oh, fail. My grimoire of lots and lots of information that I've typed up, ranging from the Lwa to divination, to the Orisha, to information on hoodoo, on zombies, on how to create gree bags from divination, to oils, herbs, millions of things. So that is actually what I am going to be reading from today on the information I have collected about the Lwa, and about each different Lwa and what they are all about. Did you do the artwork on the front? I actually did not. This sigil in Voodoo is known as a veve, which is a symbol for each different Lwa, and each Lwa has their own veve. So this veve right here on the cover is actually of Papa Legba. So I did not create this sigil. I can't talk today, forgive me. I did not create this veve, but it's an amazing veve, and actually, I'll get into information on Papa Legba and why I chose his veve for the cover of my book. Now, just catching up. Hello. Found me. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, a little bit about my grimoire, guys, because I know a lot of people write out their grimoire. I used to do that. but I was getting so frustrated because I'm such a perfectionist. I would literally write out my grimoire, it would look all perfect, and the second I would accidentally misspell a word, I'd scratch it out, and I feel like, oh my god, I just ruined my entire grimoire. So I would literally buy another book, do it all over again, and then I kept on doing it over and over and over, that I was like, okay, I can't keep spending money on a, hi Debbie, on a Book of Shadows or a grimoire every single time. So then I was like, what can I do to record all my information that I can easily just switch around? Hi, Carmen. So I was like, why not type it up? And that's how I came up with the binder method, because you can easily type everything out. You can save it, ouch, as I like smack myself with it. You can, now this sigil I did right here, that actually is mine. So it allows me to easily take pages out, keep everything in order, switch things around if I need to, and also, in case I lose this, I still have a copy of it on my computer that I can pull up. And I can even send out my grimoire to other people if they want to learn about what I know, which I've actually done for a few people that have been interested, and I've actually sent out my digital version. Oh, thank you, Acorn. You like it? You like my look I'm trying today? Yes, exactly, Dan. Techno voodoo. It's becoming the new age, guys. Techno voodoo. It's all about the techno. So, let's dive into the world of the Lwa today. Let me just flip to my page here. So, as I stated before, guys, if you have any questions, draw an arrow to your name and then type up your question in large caps so I don't miss any questions for you guys as I'm going through. And it'll make it a lot easier for me to find your questions. Simon, how is it complicated to draw an arrow and type out your question in all caps? Oh, wait, or was that something else? Yep, exactly like that, Jackie. Okay, so I'm going to get started on teaching you guys about the Lwa. So, the Lwa spelt L... Actually, the Lwa has two different spellings. You can either spell it L-W-A or L-O-A. Now, the Lwa are the spirits which serve in Haitian Vodou, not New Orleans Voodoo, which sometimes they do also do it in New Orleans Voodoo, but it's more of Haitian Voodoo that specializes more in the practice of serving the spirits. So the Lwa were given to us to act as intermediaries between humans and Bon Dieu, which is God. Oh, help. What's the difference? That's a good question. I actually never thought to look up what the difference between the two spellings were. I just have always kind of... At first, I used to spell it L-O-A, but then I was starting to notice that a lot of... Simon, well then fill her up if your glass is empty. I was always going in the beginning by the L-O-A, hi Hexen, spelling of Lwa. And then later on, I was noticing that priests and priestesses and people who were initiated into voodoo and hoodoo were using the spelling of L-W-A. So then I kind of started to type it as L-W-A. Please give us a tour of your altar. This is Tammy. Yep, I will do that at the back, or at the back, towards the end, guys. So make sure I do not forget to give you a quick tour. Because, oh yes, of my Conjure one. And you'll have to excuse me for the mess because it's a mess around here and I am in the midst of cleaning it for Yule. So, as I was saying, so the Lwa are spirits that serve in Haitian Voodoo. The Lwa were given to us as an act to be intermediaries between humans and God. We do not worship the Lwa as God, as hence they are spirits to us. So put it as God's up here, we can't access him. So we are down here, and we have the Lwa in between that we communicate with. As for the origins of Lwa themselves, the complexity of this can vary. it's safe to say that the Lwa are our ancestors. Some are older as others, such as Damballa, who is the great serpent Lwa, who is considered to be the primordial creator of all life forms, and who also carries all of the ancestors on his back, therefore making him technically the very first Lwa, or the first ancestor. Other examples of Lwa that were born as spirits include Sirene and Agwe, which are the king and the queen of the ocean, who are the seas themselves. And then next we have our ancient human ancestral spirits that we also serve in Voodoo as well as Hoodoo, which I practice ancestral magic as well. Oh yes, I forgot about that. We also have some ancestral spirits that actually were elevated to become Lwa, which I will actually get into that because there are a few that I will mention that used to be human. Once they passed on, they then were risen to become Lwa status. Actually it mentions here in my book that I wrote. And some of these used to be human, became Lwa, were Papa Loco and Mambo Ayizan, who were the first Ungan and Mambo, which is a voodoo priest or priestess. Some other spirits of the Lwa that were included are Ezili, Freda. Why can I not type? Ogun Fraile, and Azaka. Sorry guys, I don't know why I'm like blanking for a second here. Blah 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 blah. Oh, and also another interesting thing, guys, is the Lwa can be matched with a Catholic saint, because the Catholic saints back in the days when during slavery, when voodoo practice wasn't allowed, they actually, what they did was they matched it to a saint so that they could still practice voodoo, but still disguise it in that of a saint. Okay, so that's pretty much what I had on that. So let's go into the different kinds of Lwa that we have. And before I do, there's a question here. Matt, what's the difference between Conjure and Voodoo? I never quite understood that. So Voodoo is the religion. So in Voodoo, it's all about... Matt, is your headgear tied in a particular way? Hold on one second. So the difference between Voodoo is the religion. So it deals mostly with serving the Lwa spirits. There's no root work involved, whereas Conjure is the same thing as root work, which is the same thing as Hoodoo. And Hoodoo is similar to witchcraft, where we don't really deal with the Lwa spirits. There's no serving them. It's just pure root work, which is also the same thing as witchcraft, where we deal with working with herbs, oils, curios. Curios are known as curiosities, which are like working with bones, different things such as like railroad spikes, a lot of things like that. That's what Conjure is. And then another question. Do you have the formula for Damballa oil? I actually do not. That is actually one thing I need to look up, because now that I think about it, I completely forgot about that oil, which I thought I had here in my book, but I do not. Matt, is your headwear tied in a particular way? Not really. What I did was I flipped my head upside down. I pulled all of it to the front, so it's kind of like wrapped around, like, you know how you would tie, or for women, how you tie your towel after you got out of the shower, and you like flip your head down, twist it around, and then just flip it back. That's kind of what I did, except instead of flipping it back, I just kind of went around my head and then just literally pulled out some pieces like that. And that's how I created my headpiece. And actually, I can show you in a minute, guys, how I actually did this. It won't come out the same, but it's kind of like what I did, because each time I do it, it's always different. Question. So it could be a hoodoo practitioner who works with other kinds of spirits. Oh, so, Wisdom of the Bumblebee, are you asking, could a hoodoo practitioner work with other kinds of spirits? Is that what you're asking? If that is what you're asking, then I will answer that question. Yes, hoodoo practitioners can work with the Lwa. For example, in New Orleans voodoo, they do a lot of hoodoo practice, but also match practicing and serving the Lwa at the same time. Thank you, Tangerine. Hi, Selkie. Hi, Sandra. Okay. Sorry guys, but I need to rest. I have work early in the morning and it's almost 11 p.m. where I am. Okay, no problem, John. Thanks for stopping in. Hi, Dawn. Oh, Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Okay, so the first Lwa we're going to discuss right now is Papa Legba. Papa Legba is the guardian of the crossroads, doorways, and gates between worlds of the living and Guinea. And I'll get into Guinea a little bit later, but Guinea is basically not hell, but it's like the afterlife. And there's 7 stages that you go through once you pass over to get to Guinea. And it's known as passing through the 7 gates. And then there's a whole other story with the gates of Guinea and the 7 gates, which I will touch later on in a different video. But Papa Legba, he is the first and the last Lwa you serve in any ceremony. So for example, guys, if you want to say, I'm going to throw it out there, work with Metcalfoo, who is the next Lwa I'm going to talk about, you first call upon Papa Legba, you greet him, and then you call upon Metcalfoo. Do your ritual or whatever it is that you're doing with Metcalfoo, and then thank Metcalfoo for his time, and then thank Papa Legba, because Papa Legba is the first and the last Lwa that you need to talk to, since he is the guardian of the crossroads. He's the one that allows us to talk to the other Lwa. So it's only out of respect that you talk to Papa Legba first and you say goodbye to him last. Papa Legba's colors are, actually they vary, because in certain traditions of voodoo, we have different lineages. So Papa Legba's colors may vary, because for example, sorry guys, it's so hard to like talk about this all in one without it sounding so confusing. But, for example, there's Papa Legba Rada, where he is more of a fiery element of a Lwa. And then there's the Rada version, which is more of a watery version of Papa Legba. So he's more tame. His colors are a bit different. So the main colors of Papa Legba are white and red. Hence, my little Papa Legba statue here. This is a Rada version of Papa Legba, hence the colors of the white and the red. And then his altar setups are on thresholds, doorways, and gates. And that can be in your household, or even if you want to set one up by the gate, an entrance to your household. Like for example, in one of my old houses that I used to live in, our driveway, we had to go through a gate. So like you could even set up a gate, or not a gate, an altar for Papa Legba at the gate of the drive-through. The drive-through? The driveway. Simon, Oh, bye, Hexen. Have fun at work. Radha as in Radha Krishna? Well, not quite, but that's just the term, Radha. And then, when I talk about sacrificial animals, it doesn't mean literally like you need to get that animal and you need to like slit its throat, like most people would think with voodoo. It means like, for example, if one of the Lwa's sacrificial animals is a chicken, it doesn't mean you need to go get a chicken, cut its throat, and then start praying to Papa Legba. It means like, for example, it could be something as easy as getting like a piece of chicken breast and cooking that up and then leaving it on a plate for him. Did you make your Papa Legba? I did not. I actually had a friend here from Fsmilisr Spirits that I talked about last time that made that doll for me. And actually, guys, I will leave a link down below in the comments or I'll try to because I seem to forget that lately. But I will leave a link to his Facebook page and his website because he does custom orders for whatever doll you want to make. So it doesn't even have to be the Lwa. He makes Hecate statues. He does Lilith. He does anything you want that he can create. And he also sells lots of different things that are voodoo related, witchcraft related. It's a really awesome store, and it's called Fsmilisr Spirits. Oh my god, I was going to ask that too, Maddie, and said to myself, can you use chicken nuggets? Hey, if... I guess so. I mean, if you wanted to use chicken nuggets, why not? It's an offering to Papa Legba. Do sound so much as my shamanic spirits, I'm falling in love. Woo! Hold on, what'd you spell wrong, Dan? Oh, would he do... What? Sernanos? Exactly, Tangerine. So, yeah, chicken nuggets. Oh, yes, Dan, he would do the Horned God. Yep, even if you wanted one, he will do anything. Like, for the other couple days back, I actually was talking to Raven, who's the owner of Fsmilisr Spirits, on making a Lilith altar doll. But then I was like, wait a minute, I already have a statue. So then I was like, maybe I could have him create a original piece of a Hecate statue doll, because I haven't found one, and I'm like, I think I want to have him create an original piece. So I'll actually show you another statue or altar doll that I have later on. So back to Papa Legba. His sacrificial animal is either a white rooster or a frise chicken. His offerings include plantains, sweet potatoes, whole corn or corn on the cob, peanuts, grilled or salted, sour herring, cornstarch porridge with cane syrup, and cassava bread. His favorite drinks are rum, raw white cane rum, gin, sweet coffee, cane syrup, or red soda. And then his worship days are always on a Monday, which is the beginning of the week, or Wednesday, midweek. And his candles are white, red, orange. I feel like I'm missing another color. I think those are the only 3 colors. And then there's even different kind of greetings, which I have a greeting, but I'm not actually going to attempt to read it because I do not speak Haitian, and sometimes my attempting sounds horrible. And it says, despite his power and the seriousness of his duty, Legba is typically of amiable and cool disposition. Disposition. Why did that sound so weird to say? He is loved by all who greet him, and we often call him as Papa, hence Papa Legba. Question. Hey Matt, next time you go to the store, can you get his website? Actually, RC Queen, I can put a link down below in the description box once I'm done filming that will have his website, his Facebook website, and I'll even leave his email. Actually, I'll ask him, so see if I can leave his email so you guys can email him if you want a custom altar doll made. Thanks, Maddie. I was serious about the chicken nuggets. Oh, yeah, no problem, Tangerine. Like, as long as it's anything that is to appease him. I mean, anything is fine. So that was all about Papa Legba. The next Lwa I'm going to talk about is Metcalfoo. Now, Metcalfoo is the master of the lost crossroads and the crossing of ways, sharing this function with his Rada opposite, Papa Legba, though he is a completely different spirit altogether. A lot of people think of Metcalfoo as the opposite to Papa Legba. So Calfoo is the rapid change of fate, the element of chaos, the trickster. He is the master of charms, magical means, and of leaf medicines and poisons. And his colors are gray, black and red, and white and red. His altar resides usually at the Lost Crossroads. Now, what I mean by Lost Crossroads, guys, is it's like, for example, Papa Legba, his domain can be found anywhere that's known. For example, if you are at, say, a stoplight, that's a four-way intersection, that could be considered the domain of Papa Legba. If you are, for example, here on the side street where I live, there's a crossroads there. That would be known as Papa Legba's domain. Now, when I mean the Lost Crossroads, that's literally what it means. Anywhere that is lost. So, for example, you are walking in the woods and there's a path that intersects to another path. That would be considered Metcalfoo's domain because it's somewhere that's completely not known or completely out of the way. That goes, my boy, how do you spell his name? Oh, of Metcalfoo? Metcalfoo is pronounced Metkalfou. Hi, Jen! Where was I? And then Metcalfoo's sacrificial animal is the red and black rooster and a gray frisé chicken. His offerings include red, white, and black beans all cooked together with rice, toasted corn, and peanuts together. Oh, and someone just messaged me. His drinks include raw white cane rum and absinthe. His worship days are on Saturdays, and his candles are red or black beeswax candles. And then he is a powerful magician and master of secret societies and collaborates with both Grimoire and the Baron. And that, guys, is about Metcalfoo, or at least the basics. Oh, okay. I didn't know that, Bumblebee, that you call him Givaras, if I just pronounced that right. Exactly, Dan. They're high maintenance. Let's just put it that way. But seriously, when you work with one, they are like, they'll do anything for you. So, oh, also another thing, in Voodoo, you don't just necessarily work with one. I mean, you can. For example, I work with them whenever I want to do a ritual, but the proper way that a lot of people will say to work with a Lwa is to have a reading done by a priestess or a priest so that they will be able to tell you whether or not you are able to work with the spirits or the Lwa. Now, our next Lwa in the lineup is Maman Samedi, who is the master of the dead and of the cemetery. And he is the husband of Maman Brigitte and the father of the Gede. Now, the Gede, guys, are the forgotten spirits of the dead. And then Maman Brigitte is obviously his wife, which is the next Lwa that I'll go into. Now, his colors are black and white. His altar is a black cross planted in a cemetery. His sacrificial animal is a rooster, a lot of roosters going on here, and hen with black and curly feathers. His offerings include smoked mackerel with root vegetable, sweet potatoes, roasted corn and peanuts, rice and black beans, and on November 2nd, which is All Souls Days, devotees make offerings to him in the cemetery. His worship day is Saturday. His favorite drinks are, again, raw white cane rum steeped with hot peppers. And his candles are white candles, yellow candles, or black beeswax candles. Hi, Johnny. And Maman Samedi is elegant and worldly. He fetches the souls of the dead. Each cemetery has its own Baron as the first man buried there. However, Baron rules over them all. So what I mean by that is there are many Maman Samedi and Maman Brigitte within Voodoo. For example, each cemetery has their own Maman Samedi and Maman Brigitte. The first man and the first woman to be buried in any cemetery. And then later on, I'll go into a whole world of the cemetery, because then we go into the different other Lwa that reside within the cemetery that rule under the Lwa of Baron Samedi and Maman Brigitte, but are above the Gede. I'm curious, why alcoholic drinks? Because when you're dead, honey, you're dead. You miss the joys of drinking alcohol. No, I don't know. It's just, well, for one thing, because when it comes to alcohol, Baron Samedi just, the Gede, the spirits of the dead are very wild. So they love their alcohol. They love to be chaotic. They love to run amok in the cemetery. So that's why a lot of the rituals are alcoholic. No one ever... Oh, who is that? Hi, Beverly. Oh, Beverly, I'm sorry. We're just... There's a lot going on, and I'm trying to just talk a little bit about the spirits here, so it's hard for me to sometimes keep track of the chat as it's going on. So I didn't even notice, like, for example, Tracy, hello. Jen, hello. Yeah, there's just so much going on. Oh, okay, here's a question. Are you reading from a book tonight or chatting? So, Beverly, I'm kind of doing both, if you are still there. I am reading from, actually, my own, as I just knock it over, my own grimoire, which I made right here. So it's literally a binder of everything that I've collected over the years of practicing voodoo. Yeah, so Beverly, if you're still there, don't feel like you're being left out. Chats are just sometimes crazy. Like, sometimes I'll go into a chat and I'll say, hey, and I get no response. It's like, it's not to be taken like it's something against you. It's just everything just happens so quickly. Who was I on? Oh, that was Baron Samedi. Exactly, Saki. Okay, well, I don't know if she's still there, but I'm going to continue to move on. So next up is Maman Brigitte, and she is the mistress of the cemeteries, the wife to Samedi, and is the mother of many Petro Lwa, and is appealed to for justice by those who have been wronged. Now, the colors of her are black and mauve. Her altar can be created... Wow, I don't even know if... Oh, in the cemetery, duh. And then her sacrificial animal is a black hen or a chicken. Her offerings include root vegetables, sweet potatoes, roasted corn and peanuts, rice and black beans. Yet again. And hello, drink is raw white cane rum. Her worship, like Samedi, is Saturday. And you need to light white candles, plain or beeswax. So it doesn't matter for that. And then it says, sullen and always sad, Brigitte doesn't care for her domain, the realm of the dead. Each cemetery has its own Brigitte as the first woman buried there. However, Maman Brigitte rules over them all. So over all the cemeteries. Hi, Steven. Hi, Jezebel. Oh, Jezebel, were you already here? Oh, yeah, wait, hold on. Yeah, oh, she's here. Oh, Beverly, do not feel alone. We all love you. And serious, like, this is an amazing community. So, I mean, honestly, there are times when I sometimes will be in a chat and I'll feel like, well, I kind of feel kind of out of place or I'll feel slightly ignored. But never take it to heart. We all love you. You are one of many amazing people in this community, Beverly. So never feel alone, because honestly, this is an amazing community. We all are family here. We all are here to support one another. We all are all here to learn, to grow. So I am very sorry if you felt in any way that you were alone. Oh, here's a question. So if you need to work with loads of Lwa, do you need tons of candles? Yes, you would, Dan, but in Voodoo, it's actually best to do each ritual separately, just out of respect to the Lwa. So, because, let's put it this way, the Lwa are very self-centered. They like to have their own alone time with you, unless it's Papa Legba, because it's required to call upon him to open the gates to allow access to other Lwa. So most of the time, you wouldn't combine, for example, Papa Loco with Papa Legba and Ezili Freda, all three at once. You would do each one individually. For example, if you're doing a ritual for love and you were using Ezili Freda, you wouldn't call upon Bawan Samedi, the Lwa of the Dead, at the same time. So whatever ritual you're doing, you kind of call upon them individually, if that makes sense. Yes, Dan, they are super high maintenance. They are no joke. So up next, we have Damballa Wedo. Now, Damballa is the oldest of the old. He is the father of the Lwa, and he is the creator. And when I mean the creator, he is the creator of, like, life itself. He represents wisdom and coolness. He is the Lwa of the sun and the freshwater springs, and also a Lwa of vast riches. Damballa is the husband to both Aida Wedo and Sila Wedo, as well as to Ezili Freda. So yeah, he gets around, guys. But his colors are pure white, white, and light blue, as well as white and green. So white and light blue together, and then white and green together, and pure white. His altar can be created at the source of springs, usually. His sacrificial animal is a white rooster, a pair of white chickens, and white pigeons. Offerings include white or white and green cake, rice pudding, porridge, sweet corn pudding, fried plantain dusted with sugar, bananas, oranges, fried eggs, and white flour. His drinks are almond syrup, milk, or champagne. His worship days are on Thursdays, and his candles can be white candles, lamp fueled with pure olive oil. Now, Damballa Wedo does not speak, but whistles and utters a staccato kiki, which Ogun Fraile interprets. Damballa abides neither filth nor heat. That last part didn't make sense to me. Sometimes, do you ever guys have that moment when you like write things and then you go back after many, many years of typing it out and then you like read it and you're like, did that make sense to me when I typed it in the beginning? Because it doesn't now. Hold on, just checking up here. Tangerine. Matt, what is your favorite go-to spell, ingredients, and offerings? Oh, Tangerine, that is a good question, because every single time I do a ritual, it's always different. I am a master of creating my own original, unique rituals. So every single ritual I do is never the same. I use different ingredients. Sometimes I'll use the same ones here and there, but a lot of the time the setup is completely different. The herbs I'm using are always different. Everything is always different. So it really depends on if I'm working with the ancestors, if I'm working with a Lwa, if I'm doing just pure magic by itself and I don't need any spirits. So honestly, I don't really have a go-to spell, ingredient, or offering that I go to. So it really depends on what ritual I'm planning to do at the time. Hi, Igneous. Sorry, guys, I'm just quickly scrolling through here. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Beverly, yeah, just seriously, like, if you have any questions, just type them out in all caps so I can see them. So therefore, you don't get skipped in any way because I don't want anyone to feel left out. And it'll make it'll make it easier for me to point out the questions if anyone has them if they type it out in all caps. Happens to me. Oh, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Wait, what was the typo? What did I miss there, Dan? Simon made me insert bad behavior. Oh my gosh. Dan, you are naughty. No more drinks for you. Actually, guys. Drinks for me, though. Yeah. I was like, it's one of those days, guys. I haven't had a drink in a while. I don't know what it is. I just haven't really had a drink. And I'm just like, today's one of those days. I've been stressed over Yule, even though Yule's meant to be fun. It's stressful for me because this is my first Yule I've ever participated in. I'm super excited about Yule Fest, guys, but I'm also like, at the same time, because I'm like, I don't know if what I've decided is right, if it's wrong. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to join my ancestors and join Battle on Samedi today, and I'm not drinking wine. I'm actually drinking rum with Coke. Nope, I lied. Not even rum. It's bourbon with Coke. Oh. Okay. Cheers, guys. Clink! Okie dokie. So, I'm working, so not really here for chat. Has Sweat Lodge and sitting tomorrow. Oh, no problem, Jezebel. Oh, Jackie, how long have you been practicing? I've been practicing now for like 7, almost 8 years. That's how long I have been practicing. But to be honest, there was a time when I completely stopped practicing hoodoo and voodoo because I became uninspired. I was like, okay, like I just didn't have time. I focused all my time on work. I was excelling in work. I wanted to focus on my work at the time, being a hairdresser, that I kind of pushed hoodoo and voodoo to the side. And then when I tried to go back into it, I was having troubles because I was like, I can't find that rhythm, that spark, that inspiration that I needed. So I actually stopped for a while until I came onto YouTube. And when I joined a couple different Facebook groups and I just saw all this amazing people that had all these different unique rituals, things everyone was making, that I was like, oh my God, that's the inspiration that I needed. And then that's how I came back into my practice and I finally found that spark. So guys, if you ever feel at times like you need that inspiration, don't be afraid to go to other groups, see what other people have in mind. It would be actually surprising to find all these different things out there that inspire you. Like, for example, sometimes when I'm down, I'll go outside to the lake that's like right over here. I'll just sit and stare at the lake on a sunny day and inspiration strikes. For example, I was like looking at the water and I was noticing its reflection. I was like, mirror. And I was like, oh, I gotta make a scrying mirror. And then that's when I started to research scrying mirrors on how to make them. And then I saw other people's YouTube videos and for example, Hexen the other day made this beautiful scrying mirror. And I was like, inspiration. And it was all because I just sat outside. So it's amazing what you can find when you go out there and look for inspiration, guys. Yes, here's to the ancestrals. Yes, Simon, he's been practicing so much, he's starting to get good. Well, not quite. There's always things like, you can never become a master at anything. That's what I believe. We're always constantly learning. Even if we know, like, we think we know everything, there's always a million things out there to learn. We're always constantly learning in our craft. So, guys, that was Damballa. Up next, we have Papa Loco. Loco is one of the oldest and the most powerful of all voodoo Lwa. Loco is the first priest, also known as a Ugan, and father of all Ugan and Mambos. is a priest and a priestess. So the Mambo is a priestess, and the Ugan is a priest. Loco is the minister of religion and of public health. He is the doctor of voodoo, and he is the husband of Ayizan. His colors are white and mustard yellow. His sacrificial animal is white or blonde rooster or a chicken. A lot of chickens going on here. I forgot about that. It's been a while. Offerings include anything edible. Drinks are vermouth, rum, and whiskey. His worship is Wednesday, and his colors are white and yellow candles. Now, Loco is the elder priest and custodian of the temple and of the center post. Loco endows the priest with knowledge, wisdom, and teaches the uses of medicinal leaves and roots. Loco is impatient and irritable, and his devotees call him Papa Loco. Burnouts happen to all of us. Hugs. Oh, exactly. Matt, what is your spirit animal? That's a good question, because I actually haven't dove into the whole spirit animal aspect. So I haven't really come across a spirit animal that I particularly, I don't know the word I'm trying to look for. What was that? Oh, connect. There we go. That I connect with. Why are they all called Papa or Bawan or Madam? They're actually not all called Papa or Bawan. For example, there's Bawan Samedi. He's the only Lwa that's called Bawan. And then, well, actually, that's a lie. There's a couple Bawans, but they're mostly the Lwa of the dead. So there's different Bawans, but Bawan Samedi is like the king of all the Bawans. And then there's only a few Lwa that are known Papa. So Papa Loco and Papa Legba are the only two Papa Lwas. And guys, also there's like millions and millions of Lwa out there, but the ones that I'm reading are the most known. Matt, making chicken soup right now, there's a theme. Right, Caroline? So up next, we have Ayizan. Ayizan is the first priestess, Mambo, and the mother of priestesses. She presides over initiation and ceremony of burning pots. She is a prophet, an exorciser, and a cleanser. She is the wife of both Legba and Loco. Her colors are white and canary yellow. Her sacrificial animal is white grass snake. Offerings include rice pudding, cornstarch, porridge with cane syrup, bread, roasted corn, and peanuts. Drinks include white rum, cola, and champagne. Her worship is either Wednesday or Thursday. And her colors include white candles, lamp fueled with pure olive oil. And Ayizan is very ancient and not often seen. Her presence in the temple is heralded by a hot, dry breeze. Ayizan protects the initiates and women in difficult relationships. She is also a market woman and protector of the marketplace. What about Black Raven? Black Raven for Papa Loco? Or you mean just in general, like offering a Black Raven? Oh, is Zach here? Hi, Thomas! Welcome! And, wait, is Zach here? Did I completely miss Zach too? Hold on, I'm just scrolling up. There's so many. Scroll. Hi, Spider Witch. And I'm sorry, guys, if I missed any of you saying hi. Question. An animal spirit I see, Matt, being feline or snake? Actually, yes. I would say as much, well, I don't know, because I have like a love-hate relationship with snakes because snakes is a very sacred animal in hoodoo and voodoo. But at the same time, just in general, I hate snakes. Like, I hate even garden snakes. Like, the other day, I was out walking around the house or the side to get a hose to wash off my car, and there was a little garden snake, and I screamed and ran, and I was like freaking out because even little garden snakes freak me out. I mean, I like them from a distance. My birthday is October 3rd, 1990. So that was Ayizan. So up next we have Azaka. And Azaka is the Lwa of the earth and of cultivation of the earth. Minister of Agriculture, and he collaborates with Sobo and Bade. Actually, I don't even know if I have Sobo and Bade in here. Nope. His colors are dark blue, white, and green. His altar can be resided in plow fields. His offerings include stew of beans, corn, and squash with pork and beef, red beans and rice, black beans and cornmeal, boiled plantain, sweet potato, cassava bread, molasses cakes, and cane sugar candy. His drinks include raw white cane rum and absinthe. His day of worship is usually Friday. His colors are yellow beeswax candles. And Azaka comes from the country and is not fluent in the ways of the city dwellers. And this leads to some... Oh, okay, I completely spelled that wrong. Some to poke fun of him and call him a bumpkin. Azaka is shy, distrusting of authority, especially police. Sorry, Dan. Azaka is personable, except when he whines about his poverty. He can be stingy and jealous. Azaka is as much loved by his devotees who call him cousin. He brings about opportunity and work to those he serves. Oh, to those who serve him. LOL, that fear of snakes implies that there are dark parts within you are afraid to acknowledge. No problem, Bumblebee. Probably true. Next, we have Gran. Oh, guys! I should have shown you each of the veve. Oh, Lord! Hold on, I'm just going to take these out so it makes it easier for me. So as I'm reading, I can show you what the different veve symbols look like for each, which I should have done it in the beginning. Okay, guys. So this was the veve of Metcalfoo. This is the veve of Maman Brigitte. Yes, exactly, Dan. These are like sigils, but these are very specific to each Lwa. Each Lwa has their own veve or sigil. So with Lwa, you can't create your own sigil. They actually have their own. This one is of Papa Loco. And then we have Azaka that I just read about. Okay. So up next we have Simbi, and this is the veve for Simbi. Now, Simbi is the Lwa of the Petro rites, where the name Simbi represents a very diverse family of Lwa, including Papa Simbi. Oh, including Papa Simbi. Simbi is a great magician. He is foremost a Lwa of fresh water, including springs, streams, and wells. His colors include red and white and green, red and black. His altar can be found at sources springs and gates of the temple. His sacrificial animals include roosters and hens, a black Creole pig with white spots, offerings, anything edible, drinks, white wine. His worship days can be either Thursday or Saturday. His candle color is white. And Simbi is rather mercurial in nature. He's known to be a consummate sorcerer and master of magicians, lending his power and skill to many Ugans and Mambos and Bakos. Bako is a sorcerer, in case you guys didn't know that. Matt Igni asks, do you ever try to summon them? Yes, I've actually worked with 2 of my favorite Lwa, Papa Legba and Bawan Samedi. But it's been a while since I've actually worked with them. So just like any other spirits that you're working with, you need to form a relationship. So that means simply when you call upon them, talk to them. Tell them about your day, any worries they're having, ask them how they're doing, let them know anything about you so that you can form that relationship with a Lwa. Because it's kind of uncool to call a Lwa and be like, hey, do my bidding, even though I don't know you and you don't know me. So, I mean, it's just kind of out of respect to get to know them. Was that? Oh my god. Hold on. I just realized. Okay, I missed the side of this. I forgot that I have Lwas on 2 different sides of pages. So that was Simbi, and then up next we have Agwe. That's the Lwa, or the Veve for Agwe. Willowy Day. Oh, hi, Jen. You're back. So we're just going over Agwe. Now, Agwe is the sovereign of the 7 seas. Agwe is the husband of Lwa Spirits and the lover of Ezili Freda. His kingdom is called Zil-Menfo, located beneath the mystical 3 islands. His colors are green and white, and blue and white. His sacrificial animal includes white rooster, chicken or hen, or white sheep. Offerings are on a ceremonial table of white and green or white and blue cakes, rice pudding, roasted corn and peanuts, yellow flowers. His drinks include white wine, champagne, white soda, cola. I didn't know there was such a thing as white soda or cola. Champagne. His worship day is Thursday, and his candle color is white. Agwe's boat, called the Imamu, carries both the Lwa and the dead to and from Guinea. Agwe is seen as a very handsome and green-eyed man. Agwe walks with Ogun Balindio, and Gede Nimbo, all of whom serve important positions in his navy. And that is Agwe. Matt, the Lwa sound similar to elemental spirits. Is there a connection? Yes, actually, they are very elemental. For example, as I said before, I've like completely gone blank on what the other 2 are, but there's Rada Spirits, and then there's, oh, Congo. There's Rada, Petro, Congo, and I'm forgetting the 4th. But Congo spirits are spirits of water-like personalities. The Petro is of fire, which are very fiery personalities. Then we have Congo, Petro, Rada, which I believe are very earthy spirits. Hi, R Flower. Oh, hi, Naomi. Yep, just going through the different Lwa. Yeah, so up next is Lwa Spirits. So this is Lwa Spirits. I don't know if you can say it. Veve. Now, Lwa Spirits is the Lwa of both fresh and salt water. Oh, and salt waters. Lwa Spirits is the principal wife of Agwe. She appears as a classic mermaid of 2 faces, one white and one black. She's the sister of Ezili Freda. Her colors are light blue and white. Her altar can be set up at the source of springs and place where land meets the sea. No problem. Her sacrificial animal is a white pigeon. Her offerings include red fish cooked with sweet onion, roasted white pigeon, fried egg, rice pudding, bread pudding, white or black and blue cakes, cookies, white or pink flowers, Florida water diluted in water. Her drinks include sweet almond syrup, sweet white wine, and champagne. You can worship her on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and her candle color is a... I don't know, guys, if I completely forgot to type in what the candle color was, but for her candle, I literally just put candle. Joke. I think her candle color is blue, which makes sense because she is the goddess or the Lwa spirit of water. La Sirene is unsparing, polite, and dignified. She loves men and welcomes their adoration. She takes men and initiates them as prophets and priests of great power. I know, I'm sorry, Tangerine. It's making me hungry with all this food. Another thing, guys, is even though I'm listing all these offerings, you don't need to put every single offering out. You can put, like, a few things here and there. For example, for La Sirene, it mentions fried egg, rice pudding, bread pudding. You could literally just put out a fried egg with a cookie and Florida water that's diluted. As simple as that. You don't need to go through needing to make a feast for all these Lwa. And did I get the other side? No, I didn't. I did not know how to ask this. Is the language of voodoo, is it African or Native American or something else? It depends. So, for example, voodoo, spelt V-O-D... Wait, hold on. I'm, like, horrible at trying to think of how I'm spelling it. V-O-D-O-U? Hold on. I need a pen and paper. Pen, paper. Okay. So, there's... West. Okay. So, for example, there's West African Voodoo, spelt V-O-D-U-N, which is the root of all voodoo, is of African descent. And then you have Haitian Vodou, spelt V-O-D-O-U, that is of Haitian descent. And then you have New Orleans Voodoo, spelt V-O-O-D-O-O, which is of New Orleans descent. So as you go through each one, it actually starts to create its own separate form of practice. So for example, West African Voodoo is based mostly on the Lwa and sacrificial magic. So they actually deal with, like, taking a chicken, slicing its neck, the actual voodoo that most people think of. And then there's the Haitian voodoo that is more of the Lwa, but it's not as sacrificial. And then you have New Orleans voodoo that is the mix of the Lwa and of hoodoo, if that makes any sense. And just so I'm clear, you never use tap water, correct? I don't even use tap water. You don't have to use tap water, but actually, yes. It's preferred that you do not use tap water when dealing with the Lwa. If you can't get your hands on bottled water, then it's as simple as taking tap water if you have it, and then consecrating it with some salt to make purified water. Matt, do you have the New Orleans Tarot? I do, guys, I do. And it's right here. Oh gosh, underneath everything. Watch it not be it, or watch it be the wrong one. So guys, this is the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck that I did get, but because it's very different from a regular deck, I didn't start with it because I was like, it's really hard to read with this. It's its whole other system. So this, guys, is the New Orleans Voodoo deck. So, for example, each one has their own thing. So we have Rada, as it says up here. So this is the element of earth. Or is it air? Nope, that's air. It even has a picture of a cloud next to it. And then we have our, and then it'll have, like, in a normal deck, the major, for example, Courir la Mardi Gras, I believe is not the world card. It is, I forget, it's a whole other system that I have in my book, but one day I'll probably go through and tell you what each one means, but I do not remember it off the top of my head. So we have, like, Santeria, which is one of the suits. And then we have, for example, Papa Legba card as the Rada, and the Rada cards are all fire. Oh no, that's air too? Sorry, Petro is fire. So we have the wands. Petro, Rada, Petro. Oh, here we go. So, for example, the World Egg. This is considered the Fool card. Rada, Santeria, Size, Gropinage, Dance. Oh, here we go. And then we have the Congo card, which is all the waters, or the cups. And then I believe in this deck we have Santeria, which I'm trying to figure out. Oh, that's the earth element. So yeah, it's like a completely different deck, all on its own. It has its own system. It can be matched with Rider-Waite, but it takes a while to figure out. No problem, Simon. Thanks for stopping in to figure out what each card means. Hi, Tarpan. Okie dokie, guys. So, up next, we have Marassa. This is her Veve. Now, Marassa represents the divine twins, male and female, the first issue of God, and the first manifestation of the soul. They are child spirits representing spiritual twins. The colors of Marassa are pastel colors, often pink and blue. Their offerings are bread, sweet pastries, molasses cakes, cookies, sesame candies, roasted corn, peanuts, cashews, coconut, sweet porridge, corn, or rice with milk added. Their drinks are sweet almond and grenadine syrups, champagne, and red or white sodas. The day of worship for the twins are Friday, and they're actually very specific. Either Friday, Monday, September 25th, December 25th, or January 6th. Night, cat. And again, I did not record down what their candle color was. But Marassa are very... Oh, okay. I mistyped this word and have no idea what the word was meant to be. Be they living twins or spirits, they are easily offended, very jealous of each other and of others. They can cause illness in which only they can cure. The spirits Marassa are masterful herbal healers, and so must never be offered leafy green vegetables, which makes sense because they're children, and children hate their greens. Living Marassa must be offered leafy greens from an... What? That makes no sense. Why did I type that if that made no sense? Okay, so scratch that in the beginning when it said... Oh, okay. I should have just continued reading. Hold on. So it says, living Marassa must be offered leafy greens from an early age to nullify their dangerous powers. Yeah, that made no sense because at the beginning I just said that they shouldn't be offered. So I guess you should offer them the greens. So that is the Marassa. And then we have our final Lwa, which is Ezili Freda. And guys, this is her Veve. Ezili Freda is the mystery of love and luxury. She has 3 husbands, Damballa, Agwe, and Ogun. Rival of Aida Wedo and La Sirene, an enemy of Ezili Danto. Her colors are pure white in the west and south, and white and pink. Her sacrificial animal is a white pigeon. Her offerings include white, pink, or white and pink cake, rice pudding, cookies, delicate candies, white or pink flowers, and perfume lotion. Her drink of choice is sweet almond syrup with sweet vermouth. Her day of worship is Thursday, and her candle colors are white or pink candles, or a lamp fueled by pure olive oil. Freda speaks immaculate French. She demands her devotees to refer to her as Mademoiselle. She is a lover of all men and can be very jealous and vindictive at times. She views all women as potential competition in love and so spurns them. She weeps inconsolably because there is not enough love in the world. Oh, that's so sad. Hold on, I'm just going to go back down here to make sure I didn't miss anything. And over Agwe, Simbi, La Sirene, Marassa, Loco, Ayizan, Azaka. Oh, I missed one. I think. Did I miss Gran? Yes, I think I missed. Oh no, I think I mentioned him earlier, Gran. I'm just going to go over him again, but is the Lwa of the forest, especially the wilderness, including leaves and roots for both healing and harming. His colors are red and green. His altar can be found in the woods. His offerings are mostly root vegetables, toasted or placed in a straw satchel and hung from a tree branch in the woods. His drinks of choice are raw white cane rum, whiskey, and dark rum. His worship days are Saturday, and his candles are yellow beeswax candles. Gran is a great healer and resides deep in the woods. He gives the gift of clairvoyant and prophecy. Gran is a powerful magician and master of secret societies. He collaborates with both Metcalfoo and Maman Samedi. And guys, that is the Veve for Gran. Wow, sounds like a drama queen. Wait, who sounds like a drama queen? Cherry, you just described me. Now he's describing my son. Right. Well, guys, those are the list of the most known Lwa. Anyone else have any questions before I wrap up today? Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat here. Japan. They sound really complicated. Yeah, Dan, they can be. That's why it took me so long to understand all of them. But most of the time, it just goes with picking out the ones that you want to work with the most. For example, I resonated most with Maman Samedi, Papa Legba. Papa Legba, obviously, because he's the first and the last Lwa, so that makes sense. And then Maman Samedi, because I do a lot of ancestral magic. So that's why I chose to work with Maman Samedi, as he is the keeper of the dead. Gotta run, sweets. I will be on tonight, but a bit late, probably to talk about Mother's Night. Love you too, Jen. Thank you for stopping in. Love you, Mama Squirrel. Yes, you work with him as well, Spider Witch? That's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome working with bow on Samedi. He's my most favorite Lwa out of all of them. Actually, don't say that. I should have said that. They're all probably going to be like, down on me for that. But yeah, guys, that is my little video on the Lwa. And I hope you guys learned some stuff about the Lwa. And if you found anything interesting. So yeah, I'm just going to awkwardly wrap this up now because of... Oh, my altar. Yes. I wasn't really sure which altar you guys wanted to see. Unless you wanted to see all of them, because I have like several different ones. Or if you want to see my main one that I use for Hoodoo, which is my Conjure table. Or I actually call it my Conjure, no, I obviously Conjure, my Rootwork table. So, let's take a little field trip. Ugh. I look so bright. Okay, guys. Whee! So, get that out of there. So, guys, this is my, and excuse the mess, I was supposed to clean and clearly didn't. But, guys, this is my root workstation. So, obviously, we have my candles, white, black. And then I have an amethyst crystal, incense holder, cone incense holder. I have my two frozen charlottes that I use as, it's these things here, guys. I use these guys when I do representational magic, which I will go into one day. So they serve as conduits for if I'm calling upon a spirit that I want to have with me, or to represent a person if I'm doing healing. Then I'll use these guys. And actually have several of them, not just these two. And I just got this guy yesterday that I use for luck. And then, of course, I have my candles, candle holders. I have my chalice that I got from a thrift store. I have this chalice that I got from a thrift store. And then around it, I have 3 selenite wands. And I actually got this idea from Brad Sumner. And then I have 3 quartz crystals pointing inward. And I'll be using this to consecrate or to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not clarify. To cleanse any new objects. So what I'll do is, for example, I need to, actually take these out for a minute. So what I'll do later on tonight is, this is the pendulum that Simon made for me. So what I'm going to do is take it out of its bag, put it in here, fill this entire thing up to the top with the salt that I have right here, and then I will stick this clear quartz crystal into the top with the point facing down, along with the amethyst crystal in facing down, and I'll leave that overnight. And then, of course, on my station, as I always have, I have my bones that I use for casting. I have my graveyard dirt, because you can use graveyard dirt for crosswork, which is also like doing hexes, laying tricks, jinxes. But you can also use graveyard dirt for protection. So I always have this on hand, because this is like the #1 main thing that I use in a lot of my rituals. So back to that question, do I have a specific thing I use a lot? This would be it, this bad boy right here. And then over on this side, I have my salt for cleansing, and then my gree bags. This one here is for money, and then this one I use when I do divination. So this one here is meant to like amplify divination abilities. And, oh, and then I have my sage. Actually, no, this is Yerba Santa. And this actually I use for when I call upon my ancestors, because this is used specifically for an offering for the ancestors. And that goes in there. And that, guys, is my altar setup. And pretty much everything on here, except for that and the candles, but this here, this, that holder, this pot, this, and the chalice I all got from a thrift store. And it's amazing, guys, what you can find from a thrift store. And I apologize once again for the rest of the mess around it, because I gotta clean that before I go on vacation and before Yule. Oh, the smudge bundle? Hi, Molly. No problem. This is Yerba Santa. Now, Yerba Santa smudging is used for an offering to the ancestors. And you can also use sage, which we have a lot of sage in our house. But yeah, guys, that is my little conjure station. Ooh, come on, flip around. And horrible lighting, awkward, as I probably trip over everything. Set that there, go back over here so I look pretty again. Ugh. Thank you, Beverly. I'm so glad you liked it. And then, yes, of course, guys, we have my, that's my Lilith altar, and then down here is my ancestral altar. So I'll do a lot of ancestral work here, and every Monday I clean the altar, just kind of refresh everything, because Monday is the start of the week, and it's kind of like a new moon, where you kind of bring in the new week. Thank you, not Simon, Steven. Yes, that's Steven. But yeah, everything that's on here is pretty much thrift store, except for obviously the candles. And then this bottle right here, guys, is one I made myself. This is a spirit bottle. Actually, let's back up a bit. So that's the spirit bottle I made, and I made this on Halloween a couple years back during a full moon at midnight. And if you're curious to know what spirit bottles are, I actually have a segment on my YouTube channel to discuss what a spirit bottle is, what they're used for, and how they're made, and how you can make your own. So guys, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Hope it didn't put you to sleep too much. But that's all the information I have on the Lwa. And I think next time when I go live, I will be discussing about the Orisha of the Santeria tradition. But yeah, hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you guys later. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Oh my gosh, it's 6 o'clock, you guys. I feel like it was like 9 o'clock at night. I was like, Dave should have been home. He's out skiing. It's like 9 o'clock at night. Oh, I can't believe it's only 6 o'clock. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Oh, and also for my giveaway, I already closed the ability to put in your names for my little goddess statue here for my ancestral altar. But I will be announcing the winner of that during Yule Fest. And for those of you who do not know, Jen, Dave, and I, well, mostly Jen, came up with the idea of Yule Fest, which is 12 hours of multiple YouTubers that are going to be doing readings, arts and crafts, bunch of fun things during 12 hours of Yule. So it'll start from December 21st at 6 p.m. until December 22nd at 7:30 a.m. But yeah, if you guys are in Jen's group or in Simon's group, I will post up another thing that describes what it is and a list of all the YouTubers that are going on and when their times are, so you guys can follow with us and celebrate the 12 hours of Yule Fest. And I will announce the winner of my giveaway when I go up. So I hope you guys have a great, fantastic day or night or morning, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.